So let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And so a couple of my YMCA meditation people were in my class today, and they one of the other classes I was taking, and they said to me they felt like they'd had a therapy session. And so I thought, well, this is really what we're doing is we're working with our mind, and our mind is psychology, so I guess it's therapy. It's you become your own therapist. So I was really happy that they felt that way, but I need to check in and make sure I didn't go too far. Anyway, so let's just settle in to a nice, comfortable seated posture, shoulders aligned with the hips and the ears aligned with your shoulders. And just lengthen your spine. Imagine you have this beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just imagine lengthening your spine. Just getting longer, putting some space in between the vertebrae. And bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax your scalp. Just release any tension there. And then maybe you can feel some kind of sensation. And then just go down the face and just notice the sensations in the face and just release any tension in your face, the back of the head, back of the jaw, the tongue. Relax the neck and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And just notice the sensation of the air as you inhale and exhale. Be aware of any sounds in your environment. Just allow those sounds to be there. And then just check into the thoughts that are arising in your mind. Putting some space in between them. Try not to judge what's arising. Just be like some kind of objective observer. And just notice the quality of your thoughts today compared to yesterday. And then also notice if there's any external factors affecting the way you're thinking. Sometimes there are things that you can do, like, for example, this afternoon I came home, I was hot. I was, a couple of hours later than I had wanted to be. I felt really grumpy. And then I realized, oh, I probably need to have some electrolytes, something to drink. And that really was all I needed. Oh, and I locked myself out of my little cottage. I think about that too. We can do so much with our mind, but sometimes we just need to have a drink of water as well. So then bring to mind all the people of your life. So you could, starting with the ones you love so dearly, these people have such profound effect on our lives, these relationships. And then there's the ones we don't like so much, and then there's our strangers. Just remember they can all change place at any time. They're all equal and they wish to be happy and they wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is we're working with the mind, so we're working with our psychology. And we create negativity with our mind, so equally we can change that by creating positivity instead. So we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm a living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we might experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can we do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to our beautiful Vajrasattva. So we're not looking for a higher power, as I keep saying. We're just looking to Vajrasattva for these beautiful methods, this medicine, in the same way that we would look to a doctor. What can I do to fix my eye? Or what can I do to fix my this or my that? And they've had all this training, so they know exactly what to give you to help you. So we're relying upon the Vajrasattva's methods, his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So then we have this little section on compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings and the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we have compassion for them because their harm they've caused us will, result in suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings and think I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipukaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa, Situkaya meboa, Sipukaya meboa, Anarakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip, all our inappropriate speech, all our harsh speech and angry speech, useless speech, that's like rabbiting on about nothing, boring people to death, and lying and talking bad about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum ha 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 ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajrama Mimutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata a Hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dita meboa Situkaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And next is a purification of our mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and just fills your entire being. So you imagine, you walk into a room, you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So the same here, the moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment and neediness and anger and depression, bitterness, grudges, resentment, jealousy, all of this is instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Nupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Mebawal Situkaya Mebawal Sipokaya Mebawal Anarakta Mebawal Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe And Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think now that there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And imagine Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy. Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hom Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samayam Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Hum Pe. So now feel completely purified and just there's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and the final step in the purification process. And it's here where we make a decision to try and refrain from harming. So once we make that decision, it's almost like opportunities to refrain from harming appear. And then not only that, opportunities appear for you to be able to change the outcome for someone or something. Like all of a sudden you'll notice that little bug swimming desperately around in the pool, whereas maybe before you wouldn't have noticed it. But it gives you the opportunity to then take it out, put it on the ground, recite a few mantras, send it on its way and hope it doesn't go back again. You might start to notice more. And then think of something that you would like to work on between now and tomorrow. And rejoice in your efforts, extraordinary efforts. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with our mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. And, Lama Yeshe used to call this union oneness. So Rinpoche would also recommend meditating on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. And we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. We can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And so then let's just do the couple of verses of the chanting the names of Manjushri. Starts with the request. So Michael, if you'd be so kind as just to keep track of where we are, and then we'll just keep doing a little bit every night. Thank you. The request. Then Vajradhara, ever glorious, supreme subduer of the hard to tame, the hero conquering the triple world, the Vajra lord and master of all secrets, with eyes wide open like white lotuses, his face just like a lily in full bloom, while shaking in his hand repeatedly a Vajra of the highest excellence, accompanied by countless Vajrapanis with features such as fierce turbulent brows, subduers of the hard to tame, heroes appearing with heroic, hideous forms. Okay, that's enough for tonight. We're on the hour. So that's the advice from His Holiness for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. So make a strong wish for His Holiness to live long, for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and long life of all of your own personal teachers. Okay, everybody. Thank you so very much. Lots of love, and I will see you all tomorrow night. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Venerable.
Thank you. My pleasure.